the Liberal Democrats to the Conservatives of just over 6%. But now let's hear what he has to say at this crucial stage in the evening.
Thank you very much. Can I first of all thank the police, thank the returning officer Keith Butler and all of his team, all the people who worked in the polling stations across this large rural constituency, and all of the people who came to count the votes tonight. As ever, a brilliantly run, very well run general election day, and I'd like to thank all of those that took part. Clearly, in some parts of our country, that has not been the case, and an early task for a new government should be to get to the bottom of what has happened and to make sure that never, ever happens again. I would like to pay tribute to my opponents who all conducted this campaign in a thoroughly reasonable and straightforward way. I apologise for not spending as much time as I would like in the constituency over the last month as I travelled the length and breadth of our country. And I want to thank, as a result, all my local helpers who worked so hard in these elections and in the local elections. It's wrong to single out anybody, but my agent, Barry Norton, who knows, I think, every inch of this constituency and almost everyone who lives in it, did a fantastic job, and I'd like to put on record my thanks to him. Above all, I want to thank people in West Oxfordshire who once again put their trust in me to be your Member of Parliament. And let me say this, whatever happens tonight, whatever the future may hold, I will always work hard as a constituency MP, standing up for your interests, taking up your cases, acting on the things that you care about. It is an immense privilege and a pleasure to represent this wonderful part of our country. 85 rural parishes, wonderful market towns, a lovely part of our country, but not without its issues and its difficulties. And whatever happens, I will go on standing up for you and being a good constituency MP. Now, nationally, we have to wait for the full results to come out. But I believe it is already clear that the Labour government has lost its mandate to govern our country. I can see, although there are still many more results to come out, it looks as if the Conservative Party is on target to actually win more seats at this election than we've done at any election for perhaps as long as 80 years. And I think that we should be proud of the campaign that we fought. It was a positive, it was an energetic campaign, it was a campaign about bringing change to our country. It was not a campaign that needed to make negative points about others. It was a positive campaign we should be proud of. Most important of all, what is clear from these results is that the country, our country, wants change. That change is going to require new leadership. And whatever happens tonight, we will stand ready to do all that we can to help bring that leadership, to help bring strong, stable, decisive and good government for our country. And what will guide me in the hours ahead, and perhaps longer than the hours ahead, will be the national interest, to do what is right for our country, to make sure we have that government, we have that stability, we take the right decisions. We do live in difficult times for our country, but this is a great country and we will come through them and be stronger. And at all times, what I will do is put the national interest first to make sure we have good, strong, stable government for our country. Thank you very much indeed.
Well, David Cameron saying that we have to wait for the result, but Labour has clearly lost its mandate to govern, and they're on target to win more seats than they have for 80 years in a general election. The country wants change and new leadership, and he is ready to bring leadership. And that's what will guide him in the hours ahead. Not actually claiming to be that leader, to take over government, but saying the others don't have the right to stay, or Gordon Brown anyway doesn't.
He can't do it because the results don't yet let him do that, but there was a real sense, I thought, of uncertainty in the way he spoke. Whatever the future may hold, he said at one point. Whatever happens, he said at another point. He stood ready to do something, not saying, I am now going to be the guy who does this for you.
Ready to bring leadership and to bring the stability the country needs, and that kind of thing.
But without any hint that we've got yet from Conservative sources is exactly what that means. We're clear what Gordon Brown and the Labour Party mean by it. They are clearly signalling that if they could, they'd form a coalition with the Liberal Democrats. We are not at all clear from the Conservatives yet if they fail to get a majority, and we've had quite a few results in that where they should have gained seats on their target list. Target number 11, target number 12, target number 92.
Are you, sorry, I'll just get this straight. Are you suggesting that he might be talking to Nick Clegg and saying, look, Brown is finished quite clearly, Labour's finished, let's talk?
I'm suggesting that this is not going through his mind for the first time. He's had a lot of warning about this. The Tories at one stage hoped and believed they'd easily get a majority. They've had quite a lot of warning that they won't. They've had a lot of thinking to do about the relationship with parties like the Ulster Unionist Party and the DUP, but they must have thought through in detail what their approach to Nick Clegg would be if they need it in order to say they can secure a government. Now, that wouldn't mean a coalition necessarily, David. They could come to an arrangement with the Liberal Democrats that the Liberal Democrats didn't try and defeat them in Parliament in return for some promises on their policy agenda.
But there'd be, yes, demands for change in the electoral system, which you might or might not leave. There are more cars on the move. There are cars on the move everywhere at the moment. I've just been watching pictures of David Cameron leaving Witney, and here is Gordon Brown leaving Fife on his way to the airport. Let's hope the volcanic cloud has vanished, and I assume going to, I don't know which airport, Edinburgh, I imagine, to come down south to